Hey guys, so on one of my more recent videos, I got a lot of comments about a specific rollout. It gave me a thought to make a video teaching you guys how to do that. Though I thought I'd go one further. So welcome to the Rollout Masterclass. Okay guys, so today I want to go over something pretty cool, especially for all you Wigglytuff mains out there. Now before I get started, I just want to say that over 42% of the people that watch my videos still aren't subscribed. So hit that subscribe button guys, smash the like button and leave a comment. Now a lot of you guys know that I'm a rollout fan and there's a big reason for my new love for this move. Now I always loved rollout, but on this new map, with the way the walls are positioned and with the way they changed the targeting. So for people that don't know, rollout now shows you where the first bounce is going to bounce off to, and this is a bigger deal than a lot of you may think. This truly lets us explore what rollout can really do. Rollout really offers you a lot of mobility, damage potential, and crowd control. If you hit a squishy target with the double slap into rollout into double slap combo without doing anything flashy, no basic attack cancels, just hitting those moves, you will 100 to 0 them. It is a very powerful move. Now what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to talk through a few rollout spots that I like to use. There are far more rollout spots than what I'm going to be showing in this video, but these are the ones I believe are kind of mandatory for Wigglytuff mains to learn, and I threw in a couple extras. Now, if you feel like there are some mandatory rollout spots I've missed, leave a comment in the comment section and let me know. I'm not too prideful to learn from any of you. Okay, now let's start out with some rollouts in the top lane. If you aim your rollout at this wall here and then angle it downwards so you're hitting the corner of this bottom wall here, you will bounce through the neutral farm here twice and then shoot yourself up into the top bush. What this does is it lets you attack from a hidden position, come out, do what you need to do, and again go to a hidden position to do something else. This is an incredibly powerful rollout and it has more versatility than you think. Definitely practice this one. If you're a stacking Wiggler, you can always hit off this wall here, bouncing to the corner of the bottom wall and then landing on the pad. That way you can get the last hit on the Bunnelby and then get the stack. Now this is the one you're going to want to practice the most. When the mid farm is spawning, position up in this top bush here, so that way you can aim diagonally down to this bottom bush and you can hit this wall shooting up and getting a really good rollout off on the enemy on their side of the lane. This one gives you so much lane pressure and it's one you really should be practicing. This is probably the go-to rollout for Wigglies in the lane. This next one is what I like to call the berry yoink. You can aim at the bottom wall and shoot yourself up, hitting the corner of the top wall, getting the berries from your opponents and bouncing out back through the goal. This is a really useful berry steal if your team's looking to say dive a goal, or if you need some health and want to deny health from the enemy. Now this next one here is really situational. If the jungler is overstaying in your lane, or if you see that they're overstaying in another lane, you want to take advantage, you want to invade, you can actually bounce off of this wall here into this wall and end up right down near the jungler's farm to quickly invade and steal it from them. Speaking of invading the enemy jungler's farm, if you angle just right off this wall here into this wall, you will get a double knock up with rollout, getting 2 chances to steal, and you will safely retreat into another bush in the bottom. You're probably sensing a pattern where rollout is used best from bushes and getting to other bushes. It's really important to be unpredictable. Every rollout spot has multiple angles it can lead you to. Take the spot I just showed you for example. If you were to make the second indicator angle a little more downward, you would actually stay here bouncing off the walls, getting a lot of knockups, and you'd likely get a KO if the jungler expected you to retreat to that bush. Next up is the rollout that sparked all those comments you guys were leaving me. This one's one of my favorites and it's decently hard to pull off, but with some practice you'll get pretty good at it. Now the trick to this one is actually watching your second targeter. The first targeter hitting this wall will change depending on how far from it you're standing, but as long as you're hitting that second targeter on this angle here, you will bounce out of the jungle nice and safely. It's really good to make an escape if you're in deep. It's also really helpful for scouting. If you want to walk down here and scout, you have a safe path out of the jungle, especially since it leads you right to that speed berry. Next up, let's talk about the 8-minute Altaria and Swablu in the center. Now, instead of walking into the middle of everything and taking a bunch of damage, let's remember to use bushes like I've spoken about. So hide in this bottom bush here, and this works on either side. Angle your rollout at this wall and on this angle here, and you will bounce repeatedly through this area without having to stand in there first. That's another pattern I'm sure you're noticing. You want to get to your rollout place from somewhere else. You don't want to just stand in the middle and go side to side. Speaking of just going side to side, I'm sure a lot of you know you can just shoot up and down here. but that's very predictable and you're not really going to catch people with that unless they're caught sleeping. If you're looking for the same rollout, instead hide in the top bush and angle off of this wall. This will shoot you into that up and down position from a side angle. They won't feel like they're being lured into a trap because you're not standing in that choke. This one can catch a lot of people off guard. Now this one here is very important to learn, and it's very similar to the one in the top lane. You're going to be doing this around the farm in the center, though this time you want to be aiming from this bottom wall to the wall just across from you. If you get on the right angle, it will shoot you upwards on a right angle, and you will be able to just go up and down on the enemy side, creating that same pressure. Now what's really cool about this spot though is that if you angle that target just a little bit inward, you will go up and down and then shoot back to your side going up and down. This again, coming at them from multiple angles from the same spot. It's very useful to learn both of these. This will give you great mid-farm control. And if you practice it enough, you'll be able to get it going from both sides. Now this one here can be pretty tricky to pull off, but this lets you go all the way from your own goal up through hitting the neutral farm, hitting the enemy farm, and then landing near the enemy goal to score. This can be a really good way to just cover the lane behind enemies if you want to sneak around them to score, and it can also be a really good way to just come in late and try to snake farm. This one is not as mandatory to learn, but you can definitely pull off some pretty cool moves with it. Now because of the positioning of the bushes, you can do something in the bottom lane that you can't really do in the top lane. You can hide in this bush here and you can catch a jungler trying to gank your lane in their own jungle choke. This can really swing the pressure of that gank around for the favor of your team. Definitely use this to scout a little bit in your lane. Next up we have the bottom lane berry yoink, but this one I haven't found a way to do without the eject button. Getting the berries is pretty easy, but getting out with ejecting into the wall seems pretty tough. If you guys actually know a way to do this, please let me know. I've been practicing this one and I just can't seem to figure it out. Now I want to give you a couple of my favorite ones around Rayquaza. Now there's so many in this whole area that it's insane, but I want to go over some really important and vital ones that I think you'll find really useful and might actually change the way you play the game. Just like we did at the 8-minute mark, we're going to use our rollout outside of Rayquaza's pit to get in if we want to go in there and get knockups going. We don't want to take unnecessary damage, we want to go in with our rollout shield on and already unstoppable to be able to knock up the enemy team. Now the L-Bush is probably the strongest place that Wigglytuff could be. The reason for that is you can cover so many angles. You can cover the jungler's choke from this bush while you're hidden. You can cover the other choke coming from that jungle in this bush while you're hidden. You can even stop an enemy scoring from this bush while you're hidden. You can even get yourself in a position to score from this bush while you're hidden. And if you have the eject button handy, you can get yourself up into the Rayquaza pit to do those knockups I spoke about from this bush while you're hidden. It's so unpredictable and you can really mess the enemy team up. This works from both the L bushes, so they're gonna really want to check here if they're versing a Wigglytuff. I hope this video was something that you found helpful when it comes to Rollout and Wigglytuff. As I said, there are so many more rollout spots throughout the entire map, it just wouldn't be feasible to try to teach you all of them in a single video. And even then, once you learn these fundamentals, you'll pick up the rest of them on your own. You'll start to learn that you can go around walls. You'll start to learn how important that second targeter is in letting you do things. I believe Rollout is a move that even us at the highest level of play have barely even explored. Let me know which spot in this video was your favorite when it comes to Rollout, or let me know if you have one that I didn't mention that's actually your favorite. I'd love to hear from you guys. So as always guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and have a wonderful day. If you like this style of content, check out another one of my guides over here.